Welcome back on the AM show, and we're talking peace on the show. Shortly, I'll be speaking to you about a man who is for peace, especially as without peace, nothing can go on in our lives. But before we bring him into the picture, gonna get ready for the biggest giveaway from Syntex Tank. Now, Syntex is visiting 15 communities and giving them water for free. This is to say, thank you, Ghana, for making us number one. Did you know Syntex was the first to introduce double-layer tanks in Ghana? Did you also know that Syntex tanks came in so many colors and was the first to come out with inner white layers? So let me tell you what, if it's not Syntex, you might as well forget about it. Now, if you're a community and you want to benefit from the Syntex free water giveaway, just log on to their social media handles at Syntex Ghana, nominate your community, and you can take it from there. The more you nominate, the better the chances that your community will be visited by Syntex. Remember, it's S-I-N-T-E-X, Syntex Tank. No be any tank be tanko. The correct tank is Syntex Tank. Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough. But it's also the calling of institutions of higher education to actively participate in the policy and development conversations within Ghana and around the world. Towards this aspiration, Central University has the pleasure of inviting the general public to a public lecture to be delivered by the Chief Justice of the Republic, Her Ladyship, Justice Gertrude Tokonu. The topic, the sustainability of excellent legal education in tertiary institutions in Ghana, the way forward. The date to take note of, Friday the 29th of November 2024. The time is 3 p.m. The venue, Best Western Premier Hotel, Airport Residential Area. This public lecture is the highlight of the 10th anniversary celebration of Central University's Faculty of Law. Media partner, the Multimedia Group, and we're proud to partner them. Let me now come into the studio as we have that conversation with Professor Samuel Ato Duncan. He is President General Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission, and he's on a mission for peace. Prof, good morning.
Good morning.
Peace is essential to the lives of every human being, but why now and why peace? Tell us about this blueprint for sustainable global peace.
Okay, thank you very much, and let me use this opportunity to greet your numerous viewers. Peace is all we need. And for me, peace is not just absence of war, but when one is satisfied with his or her circumstances. And such a satisfaction must have positive impact on himself, his neighbor, his community, and nation at large. So for me, it is not because of the elections, the impending elections, that we line the global peace, the blueprint for sustainable global peace. It has been a project that I started about 36 years ago, working towards achieving a sustainable global peace. And I saw that this is the time you have to launch it, because charity begins at home. Okay. And because of the impending election, what can we do also to save Mother Ghana? Should we wait after the election, then we launch something like this? No. And that is why it was launched just about 3 days ago, just for sustainable global peace.
And so you're looking at the timing as well, crucial time.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of tension. People will say, oh, there are always tensions ahead of elections, but this seems to be a particularly feisty one. You were following the conversation with the political parties right before you came on air. It gives you some idea of how tough this is going to be. Yeah. What are you going to do for peace in that regard, as far as the political parties are concerned?
For me, I think that the blueprint for sustainable global peace is has two compartments: the purpose of creation and the goal of humanity, and fundamental law of peace, that is love plus truth is equal to peace. We should know the purpose, understand the purpose of creation, that man is the most precious thing God has ever created. So we should lay emphasis on the value of man. So whatever we are doing, let's consider man as the most precious thing God has ever created. Without man, the universe wouldn't have been created for any reason. So man is the most valuable asset God has ever created. So whoever, all political parties, all politicians are people who know God and are people who serve God. Some are Christians, some are Muslim, some are Buddhists, some are pagans. Everybody knows God. Once you kneel down to pray to God, God help me. Tell yourself that any harm I do to any human being, it is God I'm doing to. But without God, without human being, nobody can offend God. And without human being, nobody can do good to God because nobody sees God.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned this because as we talk of peace, we must also have peace with our environment, right?
Yeah, yes.
Remember, God put Adam in the garden and told him to take care of everything, plants, animals, alike. And you look at the ravages we are doing to our environment as well. I guess that's something else we could look at. But ahead of the elections, what then can we expect from you? And as far as your outfit when it comes to this blueprint ahead of election 2024, what can we expect from you?
Yeah, I think strategically, that is why the blueprint has been launched.
Right.
And we invited a lot of stakeholders, including political aspirants. And we got about 7 of them. Okay. Yes, and we invited the military, the security agencies were invited. The military, we had about over 100 military, the fire service, the prisons, and the Ghana Police Service. So I should tell you that strategically, we are trying to psych them that they should not think of anything more than laying emphasis on the value of man. Money is not everything.
I see.
Nobody should be enticed with money to do anything against human being. Elections, we are now practicing democracy. And because of that, definitely there will be 2 or 3, 4, 5 opposing parties struggling to take a seat. That the highest seat of the land. But we should consider, we should remember that the very seat that we want to occupy is a seat that will give us a responsibility over the very people we are going to serve.
Right.
And the very people that we are going to serve should not be the people that we are going to destroy or kill. You see, so once, and that is why we are bringing a lot of people to it. We're dealing with the students. I think we had about almost 2,000 students there.
Right.
We had a lot of people, the religious bodies and what have you. We just want to psych everybody that we should not just look at the election as one-time something.
Right.
After the election, we are going to live.
I mean, it's peace that we want
It
before,
peace,
during, and after.
It is peace
after
that we want. And for this sustainable, that is what I called sustainable global peace, a blueprint. So it is not only about these elections. It's about the peace that we have to have in our homes. Right. And even let's stand into the international, because there are certain things you can talk about Ghana. If the international pressures also come, it will compromise the peace that we also have. Right. So we are thinking of what we can do for just a positive mind. There should be a change. Right. That's the change of mind will be the best way to. If you love somebody, you understand that this person is the most precious thing God has ever created. And this man is in the image and likeness of God. So I shouldn't kill. You will never plan to take missiles or what have you to go and destroy in the name of just protecting a territory. And after protecting the territory, what do you gain? After destroying men. So what we want to put into the heart of men is that we should understand the purpose of creation and the goal of humanity. That man was created to be as perfect as God is. Right. And man is the image and likeness of God. So that value must be there. That's the first thing. Two, we must live.
And this must be the final point we have to go.
The final point?
Yes.
Yeah. We should also love our neighbors as ourselves. Because we have the fundamental law of peace. That is, love and truth should give us peace. Right. Definitely, all attributes of goodness is in love and truth. And when these two come together, you have the peace. So love your neighbor and be truthful to your neighbor. If you love your neighbor, there's no way you should plan anything, any evil against him. You can contest, but there's no way you can plan any evil whatsoever against the person. Right. And this should be the bottom line. It is not about power. It is not about what I get. Remember that you will not go unpunished. You see, there's a constitution that is why you and I.
No, you wrap on that on that thought.
Yeah, there's a constitution that makes you and I live in harmony as religion, because whatever we do, we know that the Constitution will get hold of us.
Right.
So definitely there's a fundamental law that whether you know or not, when you kick against, there will be a law, something against you. And that is what we should know. It's very important.
Let's not forget, peace is ours to foster, and all of us must be agents of peace. And that is Professor Samuel Ato Duncan, President, General Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission. And he's also providing that blueprint for sustainable global peace, not just Ghana, but especially for Ghana ahead of the 2024 elections. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay with us, because still to come, Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, they are actually joining us briefly for a conversation. We'll be right back.